and I have an attitude and I don't quite know why, I can just go and find some quietude in nature. That's one thing I will do. But another great neutralizer of energy is humor. Now, I don't quite have the comedic timing for it, but if you have the comedic timing for it and you can make people laugh, come on in with your jokes because laughter makes problems just kind of melt away. We forget about it for a second. But then also you have music. Music is another way to just neutralize that energy. What's another reason why you guys believe that I play a waiting room video? I play music while you guys are waiting for me because I'm here. I'm ready to rock, but I have to do it and it is very strategic. Any other thoughts?
I believe just piggybacking on what you said, it shifts the atmosphere
Hmm.
and you're releasing the truth of us. We have never lost a battle.
Oh,
And so I think those words speak directly to us. It's like covering us before you even enter the room or get on the microphone.
yes, I love that. So
I
keep
know
that in
you're here. I
mind.
just put that in the chat.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. And I want you all to keep that in mind because if you want to cover your audience as well, you might say, well, let me play music because we're looking, everything that you do it to solve a problem. I don't play music just because I love it. It solves a problem, right? So any other thoughts? And let me open up the chat. Thank you so much,
I,
Judy. Let me open up the chat to
I
see if
think
there's anything. Oh, thank you, Judy. Yeah, I'm getting ready to cruise. Look, Aunt D has been leading the way with travel and all this great stuff. And usually when I travel, it's kind of locally to go and speak and things like that. So I'm about to hit a few countries. So I said, let me go and get my Caribbean here. Okay, so let's
I
see.
think
Let's
it preps you. I think it preps. It's like a pre-prep. It preps you for what you're about to enter into. So I see it as a pre-prep. In other words, you're being unconsciously paused. You don't know you're being paused from other stuff, but you're being unconsciously paused for what's about to take place. So I think it's like a
Yes,
preview.
yes, Joy, absolutely. I'm priming your brains.
Yeah.
I'm priming you. Yes, I'm pre-prepping you. I'm priming you. Absolutely. And then we got thank you so much for sharing that, Joy. We got Stevie. Stevie, what you got, love? And then Rukama. And we're gonna go into today's session. Go ahead, Stevie. The mic is yours.
Great morning. It's allowing us to get to know you. So you're not just a strange her or a stranger. It's somebody that it's like, who's she? And then we can match up. You're talking about energies. We can match up things without even having met you yet. So that resonates with me. That resonates with me. What? She did that. So
Yes.
that.
Stevie, I love you so much I can't stand you. Absolutely. Absolutely right. We've all heard of emotional intelligence. If we find something in common with other people, we automatically like them. And of course, I want you to like me because I like you guys, right? And I need for you to like me back. And so you guys have heard the expression that pictures are worth 1,000 words. Now, let me say this. Whenever you're doing presentations, I don't care if you've been in their face 2 or 3 times, especially when you know you're going to have first timers. You have to introduce yourself every time. For me, and I have it memorized, for me, it gets so redundant for me to just keep saying this spiel about who I am every time. I'm like, it's easier to just wrap it up in the video because if you do not introduce yourself every time, even if you do a 5 day workshop, on that first day of that workshop, of your 5 day workshop, you'll do a hard introduction. That's when they really find out everything about you. But then on day two of that workshop, even if you take a break, if you say I'm gonna do a 1 day workshop, but it's gonna be 4 hours. If you go for 2 hours and then you break for 30 minutes, when you come back, do a light introduction. It's more powerful if somebody else edifies you and introduce you. But you have to, because if you do not introduce yourself, then your drop off rate is high. People will register for your events, they will show up, and within the first 5 minutes, they're trying to decide if they want to stick around because their time is precious. And so you want to introduce yourself so they understand why they should stick around. And so the video, it solves a real problem for me and it solves a problem for you. The problem is I really don't want to introduce myself every time. For those of you, once you start doing this more and more, you'll be like, I see what she's talking about. But those of you that are already doing it, you already know. So Yeah, it absolutely solves that problem. And then it also gives you just a glimpse into my life. And then last, okay, go ahead, Rukama. Hey, beautiful.
It shows us that you have authority and that you're a
Yeah.
thought leader. So it set the stage that we actually come in the presence of someone who has the authority because you create a video to show us I have the authority to be here to teach you all or to guide you or to communicate with you. So I see authority and a thought leader.
Oh my goodness, Rukama, you are on it. Absolutely. You absolutely want to position yourself as an authority because one of the questions, there are two primary questions that people are going to ask when they come on your platforms, whether you're doing a community like mine or whether you're just out doing presentations. The first question is, what's in it for me? Within the first 5 minutes, you need to tell them what's in it for them. Some of you already know what's in it for you for today's session. You understand that when we conclude today, you're going to know how to give your impactful testimony in 2 minutes or less. Because a lot of people are battling with that. That solves a real problem for people. So you know what's in it for you. Now, the other thing they want to know is, why should I listen to you? Why are you the one to teach me this? And so the video, just like Rukama says, it helps to establish you as an authority figure. Now, let me say this. For those of you that are like, well, I want to create my own video, but I don't know how. You have Canva. Almost everybody has Canva. There are some other sites you can use outside of Canva if you're so over Canva, but Canva is easy to use. And so Canva, Canva.com, Canva, Canva.com. They have free access and they also have a paid access. With the paid access, you get way more content, videos, images, things like that. But you can go to Canva and just create a slideshow. You can incorporate videos, you can incorporate messages. For those of you that are riding that fine line in between coaching and therapy, and you don't have a therapy license, you definitely want to put something in the beginning that says, hey, listen, I'm not a therapist. If you're having any thoughts, suicidal ideation, if you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, please contact your therapist, because who's suing who? Everybody is suing everybody. And I hate when I watch those commercials when you see the little boy on a skateboard and he does some flips and he grab a plane and he's flying in the air, then he somersaults and he lands on the ground, and they put this disclaimer, don't try this at home. Like, it should be common sense. But if they don't put this disclaimer that says don't try this at home and I go try it, I can sue them, because I can say they primed my mind. They pre-prepped me, right? And I went and tried it myself and I hurt myself because I just didn't have the common sense to understand that I just didn't have that type of power. All right. So yes, absolutely. You can go in and build that deck. And when you build a deck, I don't care if it's 50 slides. When you build the deck on Canva, save it as an MP3, save it as a video, and add some music. If you don't have editing software, I have a Mac computer. If I'm not using my editor and I'm editing myself, which I shouldn't do, but it's so cathartic. Anybody else like editing? I like creating content, but I shouldn't be doing it because my energy is best served somewhere else. But it's just so fun to me. But I'm not as dope at it as people would say as professionals. But nonetheless, you can use like Mac. Mac has a free editing software and it's so easy to use. All right. So yes. And then the last thing I'll say is this. If you're doing events, it's so powerful, it's so strategic to have a video or somebody edifying you if you don't have time to do the video, or you could pay somebody like $30 on Fiverr to create you this video, and they can create you one in your waiting room. Some of you were in the waiting room, like Dr. Granberry and China got here like an hour early. Oh, kudos to you. Like, I'm just sitting there like, wow, some of you are showing up shout outs early as I don't know what. But if you don't have the creativity to do, or the time to do it yourself, pay somebody $40 on Fiverr. They will create that video for you. You just upload it. It's real simple to do, and it makes, it gives off a more professional, trusting vibe as well. So you want to have the video last because people show up late. And when people show up late and you start on time with your presentation, people will say, hey, I just got here. What are we talking about? And if you have a military background like me, you're irked by it. I don't like saying something for 20 minutes and I gotta stop and then punish everybody else and go back to the beginning and recap the entire thing again because one person was not here on time. Right? So that waiting room video, it buys time for your stream to load. That way everybody gets the message. And because you're starting that video on time, people know that you are not late. You are there. You're starting on time. You're just not going straight into your presentation right on time. Okay, listen, I know that was unscheduled, but I wanted to make sure that for those of you that are doing your, launching your communities, that are doing, launching your presentations, I want to make sure that you got something out of that. Anybody got anything out of what we just shared so far? Anybody? Everybody's good? Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. There's a glare. So I'm going to put on my glasses. If you see my glasses here, you notice how you can see the screen. You can see everything, kind of. You can kind of see a glare. You can probably see it now on my screen. And so if you wear glasses, I know I've shared this before, but for those of you that wear glasses, make sure you take your glasses and you tilt it about 2 inches above your ear, and then you put them on. That way it makes the glare go away. Let me see if I can do it. So that way there's no glare on your screen. So it breaks the parallel plane with the camera so that now there's no glare and you guys can't see everything that's on my screen. So just keep that in mind, because some of you are going to be trying to order special glasses to get rid of the glare when the only thing you have to do is tilt them up really crazy. All right. So let me, I see you, Aunt D, trying it now. I love you. Are we matching? And I got a little red. I think I might be matching everybody today in some sorts. Let me go ahead and get into it. As a matter of fact, let me stop the recording.